am what I am. I am my own special creation. So come take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world and I wanna have a little pride in my world. And it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say I am what I
unforgettable performance.
Want to start the Tom Ball Fan Club.
Watch you go dancing by, wrapped in the arms of somebody else, when darling it's I who loved you. I love you. I
tonight's semi-final, Tom Ball!
rise like a phoenix out of the ashes, seeking rather than vengeance. Retribution, you were warned. Once I'm transformed, once I'm reborn, you know I will rise like a phoenix. But you're my
Welcome back to another episode of Anthony Meets. And my next guest, well, the names, when you think of Britain's Got Talent, who do you think of? You think Susan Boyle, you think Phil Potts, but actually the new big name in town is none other than Tom Ball. And I don't think I need to do much more of an introduction. Tom, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Anthony. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. So, Tom, obviously, you are the big name in town when it comes to Britain's Got Talent. I know you didn't win it, did you?
No, I came third overall.
Okay, but we know that actually winning it isn't always the best, is it? Quite often it's those who didn't win who do better.
I've been very fortunate with my positioning because I've been so lucky. I've been going around the world singing, touring around the world. So I've been very, very fortunate with how Britain's Got Talent went for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. That voice of yours, to say it's a voice from the angels almost seems like it would be an understatement. But I take it like did you come out of the womb kind of singing? Has this been your whole life, or?
I started singing when I was 8 years old, 9 years old. I was always singing around the house, making up songs, normally singing along to Les Mis. I'm a massive musical theatre kid. And my mum just one day thought, I've tried karate, I've tried football, I've tried swimming. Let's put him into a theatre club. And so I ended up going into a theatre club, loving it, and never looked back, singing for the rest of my life.
Amazing. I'm loving that you say you love musical theatre as well. I mean, this is Queer 40 magazine, so I think pretty much everybody watching this probably loves musical theatre.
I'm in the same area.
It's probably a safe bet. But Tom, so we're here today for another reason, not obviously just because of your amazing success with Britain's Got Talent, but you're an ambassador now for Diabetes UK, isn't that right?
As of today, I am now officially a Diabetes UK ambassador. I'm type 1 diabetic myself. I have been since the age of 8. So as I found music, diabetes found me. And so it's kind of been a journey together. So yeah, I'm now officially an ambassador for Diabetes UK, and I couldn't be happier or prouder.
Well, look, good on you, but there's quite an interesting story, actually, isn't there, about, because you weren't always, dare I say, out about your diabetes, but there's an interesting story about how that came about.
I always, when I was diabetic, I was always in the mindset of, I've got to be strong. I can't let it affect me. I'm going to get through life. I'm going to have a normal life. And I, for the most part, I have my bad days. Every single diabetic will have their bad days. To be honest with you, anyone with any kind of autoimmune condition has really tough days. But I was always of the mindset of it's not going to hold me back. And then recently, I was talking with some students in my school, and I had to do a blood test in front of them. And these things happen. You have to do a blood test every so often. I wear a CGM on the other arm. There we are.
Okay. Just tell us, what is that actually?
So this is called it's a Dexcom, but it's known as a continuous glucose monitor. And what it does is it tests my blood every 5 minutes, and I get notified on my watch what my blood glucose readings are.
Wow.
So when I first became diabetic, I was doing upwards of 10 to 20 finger pricks a day. So putting a needle into my finger about 20 times a day on average. And now I don't have to. I've got a permanent needle that stays on me for 14 days. And then it just tells me my readings every 5 minutes. So technology is massively advanced. And on that day in school, this had stopped working. So I had to go doing finger pricks. And so I did one in front of the class, and they were very interested in what I was doing, as students and children often are quite curious.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I had planned for the lesson at all. I think I had a bit of Shakespeare planned for that lesson. And I sat down and I thought, no, this is an opportunity to just talk about it so that they have some knowledge. And we spent a good 20, 15 minutes talking about diabetes. And about a month later, one of the girls from that class was diagnosed with diabetes. And she came up to me the next day. Well, not the next day. She was off for about 2 weeks because you're in hospital for a little while when you first get diagnosed. And she came in and she was like, "Sir, I'm diabetic, but I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all because I've spoken to you, sir. And, I've seen you on Britain's Got Talent. I see you as a teacher. I know that it's not going to hold me back." And that was the moment for me where I was like, I can use my newfound platform. I can use my this opportunity to spread awareness, to show people both sides of the story, that it is tough and it is a really difficult condition to manage and control because it's not an exact science. Every single day is a challenge and a new challenge arises, but it's something you can manage, and it is something that shouldn't hold you back.
Yeah, and well, there's a couple of things so in my other life, if you like, I work as a university lecturer, but I have done some high school teaching as well in English, which I think you teach as well.
Drama and music.
Oh, okay. But I know what it's like being in the classroom. The slightest sniff of blood, you're dead. They're like sharks, circling. And they really are. I know the crack on that one. So that's actually amazing that you've been able to break that wall with the students, isn't it? That you've been able to sort of get through to them. But the other side of it, and I think so. When I think about this, so I've got a couple of family members who are diabetic, type 2, and actually another very close friend as well. And it's become, I think, one of those things where you go, all right, okay, you've got diabetes. And people don't really actually think about the gravitas of that and the complications of that. And if it's not looked after properly, what can happen next?
Yeah, I mean, and that's absolutely fine, of course. You know, it's diabetes doesn't affect every single person. You know, you might not know anyone that's got diabetes, and so not knowing about it is, of course, absolutely fine. And that's what today's about. You know, it's World Diabetes Day today, and me being an ambassador is about spreading that awareness, and more people know, and so more people are aware of the severity of the condition, and how it can affect your day to day. I mean, for example, one time I was put into hospital, you know, because of it, and that happens. For each diabetic, it will be a different kind of ratio of how well you're managed and what's going on in your life at the time. But it wiped me out for a good 2 months. I didn't eat properly for about 2 months because of it, because it had such a negative effect on me mentally, but also on me physically, as you know, with my body and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this magazine is a global magazine, and a lot of our followers are actually in the United States. And there was a huge scandal, again, something I only kind of realized recently, that people with diabetes were paying extortionate amounts for their medication. Now, I believe some sort of cap has been put in place, and I don't fully know, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. But you know, we're quite lucky in the UK. We have the NHS, and your partner works for the NHS, isn't that right?
She is. She's a pediatric nurse. She's a wonderful caregiver. She's amazing, and so yeah, she works for the NHS, and I am, and we are incredibly lucky to have the NHS. And
you two, during lockdown, didn't you have to isolate from one another, or?
Yeah. So when the pandemic started, Hannah was in the final year of training as a pediatric nurse. And so once COVID hit and it was quite rampant in hospitals, they were like, no, you're not coming in. No nurses, like no training nurses are coming in. And so we were living together, living with my parents, and that happened. And I was continuing to teach online. And then about a month later, when it really started to hot up, the university and the hospitals made a call and basically said, you can either come in and get paid and finish your training now. You can postpone a year, or you can leave the course if you so wish. And Hannah decided, no, it was the right thing for her to do, being the fantastic woman that she is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help the patients that I want to help. But coming with that caveat is obviously me being diabetic and having an autoimmune disease, putting you at a much higher risk of becoming severely unwell if you get it, wasn't ideal. And so we made the difficult decision that Hannah would move in with her parents so that she's not putting me in any sort of danger.
So I kind of have this vision of you two in isolation and you walking about the house in long velvet robes singing operatic songs. Is this is this kind of how it went?
Oh, for me, 100%. Hannah, no. Hannah's the one sitting there going, Tom, be quiet now.
Yeah, get a grip, Tom. Get a grip. Excellent. So tell me a bit about Britain's Got Talent. So, you know, we hear a lot of people talking about it being a factory, you know, and it's a production line. And I'm always really intrigued to know what it's really like. I know we've all got to say, oh, it's amazing, it's fabulous. But what is it really like week after week, putting yourself out there?
It's nerve-wracking. It's really scary. But I actually did have a genuinely fantastic time on Britain's Got Talent.
Okay.
And that will be not mostly, but I had a fantastic time because of the contestants that were on and the crew.
Right.
I don't think the crew get enough shout out. They are hardworking and lovely. You know, you're in potentially your dressing room all day.
Yeah.
And you popped out to do a suit fitting, maybe sort your hair out or something, but you were in your room for a large majority of the day. But the crew come in, have chats with you, make sure you're okay. I was not alone for more than 20 minutes before someone came in and spoke to me, which made me more at ease. And it was a really genuinely lovely time, especially that final. I was
Yeah.
expecting the final to be, I went in with the expectation that it might be a bit tense
Yeah.
and kind of people maybe glaring at each other or getting, like, oh, I'm going to win this, you're not. But it wasn't.
Right.
Went in and absolutely everyone without fail was cheering each other on, giving each other support, giving each other pep talks. And so by the time the performance started and we were all looking after each other, it was really sad to leave because I was like, oh, I might not see these people again. And they've really made this experience amazing.
Yeah.
So I really did have a good time on Britain's Got Talent.
But I think that's probably because you're such a nice guy as well. I mean, you're just gorgeous. You really are. I could definitely say if I was on it, I would be leaving roller skates on the stage. I dropped my drink. How did you fall?
Thumbs off and all the beads on the floor.
Honestly, I would. So you've also set up an online, is it singing school or music school all over?
Music school. But we sing in the music school. So the idea of it is to teach primary and secondary school students the fundamentals of music.
Okay.
Singing, performing, as the name kind of suggests, a rising star. So teaching them not only just music theory, but performance technique and singing technique, healthy singing technique.
Yeah.
Something I've taught for 5+ years now. And so I thought, as now Britain's Got Talent has finished and I'm now touring around the world and singing and starting to make my own music, I still want to be an educator. I still want to teach. And so the best way I can do that is by building a community of young people that want to improve, that want to learn music.
Right. Okay. So obviously I'm from the Emerald Isle, okay, where everybody sings. I mean, they get up for breakfast, they sing a folk song. They stub their toe, they write a folk song. And stone cold sober, I know I have not got a note in my head. However, after a couple of gin and tonics, you can't shut me up, okay? So let's imagine I've enrolled for your school. You've got 5 minutes to change my singing world. Okay, teach me a note.
Okay. So what I would initially start getting you to do
is
exercises.
Exercises?
Not exercise, no, breathing exercises.
Okay, so how do we do that?
As you go walk around Tesco's. And all it would be is starting off with your breathing.
Okay.
It's the fundamental. It really is the fundamental of singing. And I think if you got that breathing right, what you'd be able to do is push in the correct way to get the breath through the vocal folds.
Okay.
That would allow you to hold and support a note.
Right. Show me how to do that.
Cool. So what you're going to do is you're going to in for 4 counts. I feel like I'm doing a Tumbled Rising Star lesson. I love it. Right. Welcome. No. So you're going to breathe in for 4 counts, you're going to hold for 4 counts, and you're going to breathe out for 4 counts.
Okay.
What I want you to do is breathe in through your mouth and out through your mouth, because as you sing, you always, I've never once seen Ariana Grande go,
true.
It's always through the mouth. So breathe in through the mouth and don't raise your shoulders at any point.
Okay.
So what we do is when we breathe in, we go like this. We want to get it all into the belly, so expand the belly. And breathe in, and let's see how it goes. All right, you ready?
Okay, let's do it.
Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and stop.
I'm dizzy already.
Really? No, but that was good. I mean, your shoulders started to rise initially.
Yeah.
But then you brought it all down. Really good.
Okay. Well, listen, you better watch your spot. I'm definitely coming after you, Tom. Listen, thank you so much. First of all, websites. Where can we find information about you, your school, and Diabetes UK?
So the school, Tumbles Rising Stars, is literally tumblesrisingstars.com. So go have a look at it. If any listeners want just to experience the community for a month, join for a month, see how you go, because it'll be lovely to have you there. For me personally, my socials is where I post a lot. It's Tom Ball Official on all social media, or my website, officialtomball.com. And then finally, if you want to know about diabetes and Diabetes UK, have a look at diabetes.org.uk.
You absolute superstar. Thank you so much. Please, please, please keep us informed with what's happening and come back and chat to us lots. It's been gorgeous. Thank you, Tom Ball.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.